Welcome to the Association presented by Caesars Sportsbook. NBA playoffs down to the Final Four now. We are here to get you set for all the conference finals action that begins tonight with the Spurs and the Thunder. A series that we thought we would see, a series that we hope we would see, and they get it on with Game 1 just about an hour from now. Along with Rudy Gay and Isaiah Thomas, I'm Stan Verrett. Man, this is going to be the series I think that we've been waiting for.
This is what everybody's been waiting for, man. It's the two Goliaths. You know, you usually see David versus Goliath. This is two Goliaths going at it.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully it goes 7 games.
All right, I'll take 7 of those.
For sure.
Victor Wembanyama, the Defensive Player of the Year, showing up in all black, ready to go on the road, trying to get it done in OKC. The Thunder, unbeaten at home in these playoffs, went 34-7 in the regular season at home, trying to get off to a good start in the Western Conference Finals on their court. And we got news from the Western Conference Finals about that guy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander named the Kia NBA MVP for a second straight season after leading the Thunder to the best record in the league and becoming the only guard in NBA history to average 30 or more points per game on 55% or better shooting. He was also the NBA's Clutch Player of the Year award winner. He's just the 7th player since 2000 to win back-to-back MVPs. So let's take a look at these two seasons side by side. Pretty similar numbers, averaging better than 30 points a game and 6.5 assists, but his efficiency went up this season, shooting 55% from the field and 39% from three. 14th player in NBA history to win back-to-back MVP awards, and he's won the respect of his peers.
You know, Shai's the MVP for a reason.
He's a special player.
That boy is good.
If I had a vote, it would for sure go to Shai for back-to-back.
I mean, you can't say anything without bringing up Shai. You know, he's the MVP of the league, and he's playing the best basketball in the league for the past 2 years.
You can tell that he wants to be great, you know, and he wants to be considered one of the greatest of all time, and he's putting in that work every single day.
You know, when you have a leader that has that commitment to excellence day in and day out that Shai does, everyone else has to fall in line.
Now, obviously, we know the head of the snake. Back-to-back MVP for Shai.
He's amazing with the change of speed, the change of rhythm, ball handling. You know, he can post up guys, he can go by guys. Shooting the ball at mid-range is unguardable, basically.
Big fan of his game, knows how to use his body well. Nah, he's a tough cover. He's been playing some good basketball. You got to tip your cap.
All right, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander beating out fellow finalist Nikola Jokic and Victor Wembanyama for the award. IT, did they get it right?
They did. I mean, the best player on the best team, making the most impact. Probably sat out the most fourth quarters out of anybody.
Yeah.
So, like, they definitely got it right. He dominated all year long, and he made it look so easy and effortless. Got to give a big shout-out to SGA.
There was an argument for Wembanyama and an argument for Jokic, but I'm with IT. I think the better argument is Gilgeous-Alexander. What do you say, Ruth?
I think, you know, this year was a whole year of, like, let's see if he can do it again. Let's see if he can top what he did last year, and he did that. And, like, scoring's gone down by a point or two, but what he's shown is his field goal percentage has gone up. What that shows is, to me, that his team got better. He raised the level of play for the team. So, you know, to be MVP is not just scoring points, like he showed he can do that, but to be able to bring the level of your play to the whole team, and also shooting over 50% as a guard.
Right,
it's crazy. Also, like, so, you know, he's done some unbelievable stuff this year, and, you know, well deserved. Although other guys have had great seasons, but that makes it even more special for him because he still won this and made back-to-back MVP with those guys, the Jokic's and the Wemby's having great seasons as they did.
I mean, there's so much to dive into this series between the Spurs and the Thunder. But let's start there with the MVP. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I think this is a very interesting matchup because he's great at drawing fouls. Stephon Castle's been the primary defender against him. He tends to get in foul trouble sometimes. So depending on how this series is called, this could really flip things.
Yeah.
What do you think about what you see there?
Well, Steph Castle is a great defender, and I think the fact that he's a willing defender, and he's young, he's willing to put his body on the line, and also that sometimes gets you in foul trouble. But the great thing about the San Antonio Spurs, they have multiple people that can guard them, and it doesn't just stop at Stephen Castle. You have Devin Vassell, you have De'Aaron Fox, you have a lot of guys that can possibly sit in front of
Dylan Harper.
Yeah, and Dylan Harper, and you have people, and it gives them a chance to be more aggressive with them because you have Wemby in the back. So it'll be fun to watch. I just really want to watch because I want to see how Wemby responds. You know how bad he wants to be MVP, how bad he wants to be great in this league, and now he gets a chance to showcase himself against the two-time MVP.
Yep. All right, so we just got word De'Aaron Fox is out tonight for San Antonio. Remember, he tweaked that ankle in the last game against Minnesota. So Harper and Castle in the backcourt, that changes things up a little bit, but Mitch Johnson is comfortable with any two of those three working together. So it may affect him with depth, which is always a concern against Oklahoma City. But let's talk about Victor Wembanyama, IT. Averaged 25 minutes per game in the regular season against OKC. He's going to play more than that in this series.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. They use perimeter players to guard him sometimes. He saw some Jalen Williams, some Alex Caruso. If you're OKC, how do you deal with him?
You just try to make it tough on them. Like it's hard to deal with a guy like Wemby because we haven't seen nobody like him. So they're gonna throw different defenders at him. Alex Caruso, I bet, would be a heavy defender on him. Lou Dort as well, and then guys down the line. But the one thing about OKC is they have enough defenders to make it tough. But the Spurs put you in position to where it's hard to guard a guy like that because he's being able to be put in so many positions on the floor. On the perimeter, in the interior, and all of that. So it's going to be a tough cover for OKC Thunder, but I know one thing that they're going to do. They are going to adjust from the regular season to the playoffs because the Spurs dominated those guys throughout the regular season.
Yeah, we mentioned the budding rivalry between Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama, but Holmgren was really their third option in terms of guys they've used. They used Jalen Williams the most, Alex Caruso second, and then you get to Holmgren. Some of the other Jalen Williams, they used some Wiggins on him, they used some Wallace on him, so they also got Hardenstein. But Hardenstein didn't see Wembanyama a lot during
that wouldn't be a good idea.
the 5 games during the regular season. All right, so San Antonio won 4 of 5. Everybody's talked about it during the regular season, but there were guys in and out of the lineup. The first 3, I think, were meaningful. San Antonio won them, then OKC bounces back. How much stock do you place in that?
The fact, just for San Antonio, the fact that they were able to dominate the champs, I think that means a lot. But as far as how the games went during the regular season, doesn't really mean a lot for the Thunder. I do also believe that, what we've seen from other teams and how they've guarded Wemby, that's all things that Oklahoma City is going to look at and watch and try to figure out how to stop Wemby or how to stay, keep Castle in foul trouble and all these guys. So, I think it's a lot different during the playoffs because, they have a lot of tape to watch on these guys and see what they're comfortable with. During the regular season, you can spend a little bit of time, but you also, you're playing Houston tomorrow. So you can't spend too much time on them.
Jalen Williams back for OKC tonight. He played only 33 games during the regular season, missed the last 6 with a hamstring injury. How does his return change things for OKC tonight?
I think it changes a little bit because they're going to try to the biggest thing is him taking rhythm away from anybody else. Obviously, he's a big piece of what they got going on, especially on the offensive end. And I think OKC's been good all season long with guys going in and out the lineup and still playing the same way. The one thing I'm worried about is just his hamstring.
Yep.
Those injuries are always tough, especially when it's a guy that's so dynamic offensively with stopping goals, change of paces, and going, east to west or north to south. So that's the thing I'll be looking for. But in terms of how they play, they've been playing the same way all year long, no matter who's been in the lineup, and that's been one thing that's special about the OKC Thunder.
And the way A.J. Mitchell's been playing is just an embarrassment of riches in the backcourt for OKC now with Williams coming back. All right, put you guys on the spot now. Who do you like? How many games?
It is put me on the spot. I would be crazy not to think the Spurs will be able to beat them. Honestly, I want to see. I think in 7, though. I think the Spurs win in 7.
So you would be crazy not to pick San Antonio?
Yeah, I think so.
Even against the reigning champs?
I'm alumni, 1.
All right.
But 2 is...
You got to go back sometimes, right?
I have some friends out there, but, they just, especially when they're at full strength, they're just a hard team to beat consistently.
IT, OKC's cruised through the playoffs so far, 8-0. Who do you like? How many games?
If Wemby is healthy, I got the Spurs.
There we go.
How many games?
And I got them I would say 7-2. I don't think it's going to go 6.
Wow. Okay.
But I got the Spurs for sure.
All right. Going to be fascinating as Oklahoma City tries to make it back-to-back titles, but both of our analysts like the Spurs.
Hey, but what do you?
I'm just a host. No, you know what? If I like Wembanyama's effect on this series, but OKC is so efficient in everything that they do.
Yeah.
I just don't know if San Antonio's depth is going to be able to match it with their depth, because they don't have a lot of downward movement in terms of efficiency when the starters come off and the reserves go in. So I think that may dictate the game. I think the starters are pretty evenly matched. There's some fascinating combos in there, but when you look at it overall, I think the depth of OKC could be a factor, especially as the series gets longer.
I think to your point, I think Dylan Harper in the starting lineup kind of doesn't help, you know.
You changing your pick?
No, but I'd rather have him in the second lineup.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, we will see inside an hour from Game 1